Hey guys, coming up this week on Geek Gamer Weekly, we're going to talk about Wwdc, what we think is going to be announced. Also, does E3 even matter anymore? We talk about the allegedly leaked Battlefield Hardline, Dragon V2 in space, all that and much more. Geek Gamer Weekly is next. Geek Gamer Weekly is brought to you by our very own Roku app for Geek Gamer TV. You can go back and watch the back catalog of Geek Gamer Weekly, Minecraft Me, our specials from PAX Prime, E3, and soon-to-be CES 2014. To grab that app today, go to ggtv.me/Roku. This is Geek Gamer Weekly, episode 259, recorded Sunday, June 1st, 2014. WTF, WWDC 2014. Hey everybody, welcome again to another edition of Geek Gamer Weekly. This is the Uber podcast for geeks and gamers. Happy June to you. And hopefully you guys had a great Memorial Day weekend last week. Sorry we weren't here. We were celebrating it with our friends and family. Some of us in the sunshine and some of us in the soppy, wet rain of the North Cascades. I want to say big thanks.
Super glad I went camping with you guys then. Huh?
I also want to say a big thanks to these guys right here over in the Geek Gamer TV chat room that's joining us on this Sunday afternoon. So thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it. First off, I want you to just introduce my good friends that are on the show with me every single week. They get paid big bucks to be here. Here is the first guy. He's kind of sleeping over there. You all right over there? Mm-hmm. Mr. John Kessler. Hey, John.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
Right. How you doing?
All right.
All right. Very good.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Just Ducky.
That's fine.
There we go.
You could have done a non-Ducky day. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we'll ask you what's going on. I mean, you know what I noticed, John? It's actually much quieter in here because your laptop's not here. So,
Chase.
Also here this week, as if wow, John's doing hand gestures. Also here this week. Wow, it's been forever since I saw this guy. We missed Joe on the last show because last week we had no show. The week before that was the Joeless show. But he's back this week. Joe,
where was I? Oh, I was at the Age. That's right.
Yeah, PDX Age, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, welcome back. How you doing?
Good.
And joining us only in spirit is Mr. Dan Lewis, formerly of Como 4 News. Why not, right? You guys know who Dan is.
Hi, Dan.
Dan's the man. Dan's right there. Hey, Dan. What's going on, buddy? Some of the best hair in all of news. It's true. It's very true. So
I thought I had that.
No, you don't have hair.
Oh.
There's a difference.
That's what it was.
You know, Dan Lewis, by the way, he says that he doesn't use any hairspray.
That's a plug.
It's all natural.
It's a weave.
No, it's just natural, man.
Extensions.
What are you doing? And why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
Wow.
I'm like,
what?
You're quiet. And
you
now,
did something. You said, "Oh yeah, see, it's so quiet over here. It's quiet because you turned my mic down." That was it.
No, I have it past nominal because you're so quiet over there because you're so depressed. What happened to your where's your Itronics Weezer? Where is the Weezer?
It's down there on the floor.
Why is it on the floor?
Because
it's been bad.
It's been bad.
It's wheezed too much.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys. Well, let's find out what everybody's playing this week. I'm gonna go to the guy that I think we can all predict what he's playing this week. I think you guys at home play along at home if you want to try to guess to see what John's playing this week. John, what are you playing this week?
I played, and it actually wasn't even during the week. It was today. The only game that I've played since the last time we've been on the air.
Well, what game is that?
That was Eve.
What? Are you seeing this game right here? This
that game?
What is going? I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know where you got that. That's
There's John right there. I don't know if you see him. Yeah, what? There he just went. He's gone.
I'm dead.
I don't know if you saw him, but so that's you right there, right, John?
That's not Eve. That can't possibly be Eve.
That's Eve.
That was Eve.
No, there weren't enough spreadsheets.
No,
you gotta see it's on the right and then on the left.
Oh yeah, okay. I guess there's a little bit. Yeah.
So what have you? What have you been doing in Eve this week, John? What are you doing over there?
I took my freighter and ran a.
Is that your freighter over there on the right-hand side?
No.
I can't tell.
If anybody took a freighter in the middle of that, they'd be friggin' nuts. No, I did a 23 jump transport of my own ships.
I have no idea what this means. By
yes. I was just moving
Joe,
stuff around.
Joe, do you know what it means? He's doing a 23 jump on the quarter master of the horse and 24 valve fuel injection. Do you know what he's talking about over here?
I think that's a I don't know, Joe.
I think what John means to say is he is a freighter captain, so he moved freight from one place to another.
Yes.
In a tedious way and pretended that it was a game.
Yep.
So let me get this game right.
But it was my own stuff that I was moving.
Sort of like if you were to like simulate. I mean, he's simulating moving freight around the universe
in space,
opposed to in space, as opposed to some people who simulate moving freight around in, let's say, Europe,
as opposed to some people who simulate working on cars, as opposed to actually working on cars.
It's not in my list this week. And besides that, you get way less dirty working on it in simulator than you do working on real cars.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah. Yeah, John.
I was looking at he said dirty. I'm thinking, I go, well, there I guess there is a little.
Yeah,
dirt
you did
underneath.
cut your fingers.
But that was in the kitchen yesterday. That wasn't at work.
So you played this game. You weren't you weren't involved in that cluster or whatever that was.
No, is it actually? Are you just pulling that off from?
This is from you. This is you. This is that's you. That little speck.
No, it's not.
How do you not know?
Those are all your alts. Those are all your alt accounts fighting against each other, right?
Yeah, all of them. How many people, whatever was in that system?
Oh.
Where are you pulling it off? Twitch?
I know. I can't tell you. It's
right,
private.
Fine.
It's private info.
Yeah.
No, it's not
secret.
It's super secret info. So I've been playing a lot of different things this week. I'll show you guys a couple of things. So I'm still playing MLB 14 the show. It's baseball on the PlayStation 4, which is fine. I've also been playing a lot of games on, actually maybe just one game. I've been playing one game on the Wii U, which is they already have a sequel out. I'm just playing the original one. It's called NES Remix. Okay, so which I just love this game. I think this is great. There's some audio here. Let me turn it up here. This game is great. So the way it works is real simple. You have all these old classic games, so like Super Mario, for example, here, Ice Climber, Balloon Fight, Mario Brothers, Zelda, all these different things. And what happens is you have to do a specific task within that game. You get X amount of stars when you do it. So, for example, here, you have to get the 1-up mushroom. All right, so here it comes. Got to get it. And you can die, that's fine. But you want to get it as quickly as possible, okay? I don't know why this guy just went in. There you go, and he gets it right there. And now he's still got to get the mushroom. He got it. There you go. So you want to get these as fast as you can. The faster you get them, you get more stars. More stars unlock more levels. And there it is. Have you ever seen this game before, Joe?
I actually haven't.
Oh,
I haven't turned on my Wii U in a little while.
I love it.
Break it out.
It's so fun. You can grab it on the
the Wii Market, whatever it is,
whatever they call
it, the Wii store, the Nintendo,
the Wii store, yeah. So
the Wii U, yeah.
So yeah, John, this is Super Mario
yeah.
Brothers. Have you ever seen this game before, John?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers. So basically, you got to get that. So you got it. There you go. And he completed all 3 tasks. And then we'll see how many stars he gets. 1, 2, 3. He gets all 3.
We got all 3.
Yeah, nice. So, and also if you don't continue and stuff, you get that. So I love it. It's a fun game. They already have Remix 2 out now. And I think it was $20, I want to say. It was hilarious. Here's one more thing. I just actually did these levels last night. So defeat Bowser. Gonna run through there. Oh no, that
was a fail.
That was a fail. Let's see if he does it here a second time. Here you go. Oh yeah. There
so
you go.
now, do you play this on the gamepad, or do you play this on the TV, or do you play it on both?
It's on both. It's mirrored on both. Okay. So so everybody in the room sees. Or you can look at your gamepad. I look at the screen. Yeah. I mean, I think it looks better on the TV screen. As far as the colors and the sounds, it's fun. Unfortunately, it's not multiplayer or anything like that, but it's a great one-player game, and that sucked.
Wow, he's really not good at that.
He's not good at this. John,
is this you playing or someone else playing?
This is somebody else. This is not me.
It looks like me playing.
John, would you?
That would be me.
Would you consider playing that? I mean, you don't know anything about Super Mario, by the way. You've never played Super Mario.
So what's that play on?
This is the Wii U. The second generation Wii. Or the second Wii.
So that means...
the second coming of the Wii.
I would have to get a Wii to play that.
Wii
U. But you can play it here. I have a Wii U you can play. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at this. Isn't this fun? Doesn't this look cool?
I read 3 books this last week.
All right, let's move on. And the other game, by the way, you guys, that I've played, and Joe alluded to it earlier, is Euro Truck Simulator.
Euro Truck Simulator
2. Euro Truck Simulator 2. And actually, I played a crap ton of it over the weekend. Actually, on Friday, here I am. I cannot confirm nor deny that I was under the influence
of substances.
Of a substance. Yeah, that's me singing. Yeah.
We can see that up in the upper left corner there.
What? No, that's not me. That's a stunt double.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, I'm
right.
So now, so you were doing this instead of playing Battlefield 4.
Well, yeah, because you weren't around to play Battlefield 4. I wanted to play Battlefield 4 with my good friend John, but no, didn't.
Dude, I had a harsh day at work on Friday.
That's why you need to get online and unwind with Dan Lewis, myself, and Joe, and we play some games.
I did exactly what I needed to do. I fell asleep.
Fair enough. That's okay. That's all right.
I ate dinner and fell asleep.
Mr. Joe, rescue us. You don't like Euro Truck Simulator. You'd rather be working on the trucks. I understand. But in a
Euro Truck Mechanic.
Euro Truck Mechanic too.
That's not out yet. Although the 4x4 expansion for Car Mechanics is pretty good. And they're working on a turbo expansion right now. So
what were you playing over this past week?
I actually have been playing the heck out of Wolfenstein: The New Order.
It looks beautiful, by the way. It's one of the most gorgeous games I've ever seen.
It's not made for low-end systems. You really do have to have a reasonably powerful computer to play it.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful game. It plays really well. It's nice and smooth. The thing about it, and this sort of goes a couple different directions. People complain because this game is single player only. There is no multiplayer.
Well, that's a little rare.
That is really unusual for a modern game. You think about how much, like, let's say Battlefield 4 relies on multiplayer. The single player is such a tack on chintzy component, and Call of Duty is just as bad, and a lot of games now. I mean, look at the newer EA game, Titanfall. No single player at all.
It's all multiplayer.
It's all multiplayer.
Was BioShock? Did BioShock have multiplayer?
BioShock had a multiplayer. Yeah.
Okay.
BioShock and BioShock 2 and Infinite all have multiplayer.
Okay.
But this game, all single player. It had a really good storyline. You're right back as BJ Bukowski or whatever his name. I can never pronounce his name. Anyway, you're right back playing as him. You're fighting Nazis. You're killing Nazis. It's a really good game.
So does this time period? It does take place back in the 40s and 50s, right?
So actually, no.
No.
You start out here. This is an assault on Death Head's castle. That's where you start with.
All right,
and then. Basically, you as BJ get knocked unconscious and end up in an asylum, and wake up 14 years later in the 1960s.
Whoa!
Where Death's Head has never been killed, and the Nazis have taken over the world.
Oh my gosh!
And so then you have to join the rebellion and fight against the Nazis and try to kill Death's Head and stuff like that. And you run into some other characters that are really, really good. And like I said, I think it's a fantastic game. I had a great time with it. Early on in the game, you're given a choice. So you end up with a little bit of replayability for that, and then there's also perks and achievements, stuff like that, if you're into those. But a really, really well done game. I thought it worked all the way from start to finish. Good storyline, good.
I'm actually
good
honestly,
action.
Joe, I'm very happy to see a game that doesn't, hinge itself on multiplayer. Like it tells a good story, it has good graphics and good gameplay, and it appears that this is what this game does.
It is, and I'm really hoping. So at first I was like $60 for a game. I don't really want to, $50-$60. I'm not into buying that. And then when I realized that it was single player only, and that the reviews were coming back really positive for it, I said, no, I really want to support that kind of game development. I want to support really well thought out, really well done single player games. And so yeah, I pulled the trigger on it and was very happy that I did, because it is a fantastic game.
Where'd you buy it through?
And I definitely got my money's entertainment.
It's on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Steam right now, and I think it's on the consoles as well. Although it doesn't look quite like this on the consoles. The screenshots I've seen on the consoles aren't quite that nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, this is actually, I believe, from PlayStation gameplay. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4, but I saw some of the PlayStation symbols pop up here on the video. As you see, he's trying to come back to life. I'm not sure here. I saw.
Yeah, you get you early on in the game. You get hit by 2 different airplanes. So it's kind of entertaining. But yeah, I liked it. There were a few spots where it was a little frustrating, but overall, like I said, great storyline, great gameplay. Highly recommend it.
This looks so freaking cool. This is pretty neat stuff. So there you go, guys. That's what we're playing this week on the show. So speaking of let's switch gears here for a moment. Let's take a break from games and talk about WWDC. That is the Worldwide Developers Conference. It's Apple's big show for developers, for people who are making things for them. And now, really, I think we should. There's really no one else on the show that should introduce WWDC than
me,
John.
No,
because John knows everything there is to know about Apple.
Chase.
What?
That's Joe.
I thought you were a shareholder.
No, that's Joe.
Joe?
Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah. Hi.
Back to you, Joe.
I'm sorry, that's a little awkward. I thought it was John.
No.
Joe.
Yep.
Big Apple fan, has a few devices that go back a few years. I mean, just a few. Lisa. What are you looking forward to this week from WWDC? I mean, obviously, it's going to be bigger than ever. A lot of people there. People are going to be able to watch it live if they have Safari on their phones, or they can watch it on a Mac or something through Safari.
So you can watch it on Macs. You can watch it on Apple TVs, or if you really want to, you can go to an Apple store and they'll have it playing live at the Apple stores. But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. It's not. I don't anticipate. There's a lot of rumors flying around right now as to what's going to be announced there, and a lot of them. There's a couple that are like, duh, those are going to be announced.
iOS
8,
yeah,
and macOS 10.
Why don't they just go 11? Why?
Well, because they branded macOS 10, macOS X as macOS 10, and they've been pushing that for so long that's really what they're doing. Because yeah, they went through macOS 7, 8, and 9 pretty quickly, and then they hit 10, and then they kind of have stayed at 10. And 10 was a big infrastructure update, had a new kernel, and anyway, huge difference.
One of the big
so they're going to announce 10.10, and everybody appears. Some banners have been previewed. They think that it's going to have something to do with Yosemite, the name. Remember, 10.9 was Mavericks, which is named after a beach in California, and they said they're going to start naming these after landmarks in California.
Oh, okay.
So 10.10 will probably be, they're guessing either Yosemite, or the rumors are Yosemite or El Capitan or something like that, because that's specifically the cliff face they were looking at in the banners.
Is 10.10 going to go back towards the way, or try to make it more iOS-like? Because I know that there was a short time where a lot of Mac users were getting this feeling that with touch and maybe taking away some of the traditional way of a desktop operating system would work. Has there been any rumors other than some of the looks and effects of 10.10 that there are going to be any major changes on that side of it?
No, nobody really knows. They haven't really talked a whole lot about it. There hasn't been a whole lot of leaks related to it. I expect that we're going to see more iOS 7 and 8 style design.
Okay.
More flat graphics, more that how iOS 7 looks. They're going to go more that direction. However, Apple has said in the past, like when they introduced the Mac App Store and stuff like that, that while for the average user it's going to be sort of, this is the primary way to get programs, they're not going to block out side loading stuff on the Mac. That the Mac is a computer. It always will be a computer. It always has been a computer. It's not a mobile device. It's not an iPhone. It's not an iPad or something like that. So I'm anticipating that it'll be just like OS 10.9 is, like Mavericks is, which you can side load programs if you want to, or you can get things through the App Store. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not any different. The one rumor that's on this wrap up says that it may include an iOS style control panel, which is okay, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's a reasonable design. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. The iOS 8 rumors are pretty good. I've heard them go both ways.
Well, they have banners. They're going to have banners, so we'll know.
Well, I know they're going to do iOS 8.
Right.
There's no question about that.
Right.
The big rumor that's gone back and forth is whether they will be introducing multitasking on iPads, and that would allow you to run 2 iPad apps simultaneously, side by side, and add data between them. Last rumor I heard maybe a few weeks ago said that was definitely going to be in OS 8, and now they're saying that it's probably not going to be in iOS 8. So who knows? We'll see. But it's going to have other stuff. They're anticipating they're anticipating improvements to Siri, of course, because Siri is always getting slight improvements. Directions that they think that they may add transit and walking directions back into Apple Maps because those were missing.
And right now,
Google's away from Google,
and Google's taken away with that right now, obviously. So,
well, yeah, it's really hard because not all transit systems have that data published.
Right.
So it's sort of hit and miss depending on where you are. But yeah, they definitely want to add that back into Maps because that was a big feature that was missing. Another one too is iTunes Radio. They want to put more emphasis on that. I know not all that many people are using it.
Well, do you think that the Beats relationship? I mean, and by the way, yeah, Apple bought Beats for $3 billion. Yeah. In other news, though,
moving on.
But no, so obviously, I think we're going to possibly see some more incorporation. I don't know if we're going to see anything announced at WWDC about that.
No, I think it's too new. It just happened. It just got finalized last week, so I don't think we're going to see anything related. We'll see them. I mean, they'll talk about it.
They're going to
talk about how fantastic it is. They'll talk about the fact that they're going to use the Beats hardware in developing new headphones, and that the audio quality on iOS devices are going to be better than ever, and yada yada yada, all that marketing stuff.
They're just beat it into the ground.
But
John doesn't miss out on any puns, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't miss. Will we see though, Joe? Anyway, will we see now? Here's one thing that
it'd be interesting to see if we actually have Dre and Johnny, whoever it is, at WWDC. Not Johnny Ive. John Ive is the designer at Apple. Right, Johnny Ive or whatever, the guy from Beats who came over.
What about hardware? I mean, first off, I would love to see a new Mac Mini announcement. There hasn't been a Mac Mini update in God knows how long. Obviously, there's possibly rumors of a wearable. What about an Apple TV update? Not just the television that they talked about maybe a year or two ago, but actually, a new set-top box. Do you think we'll see any hardware announcements at WWDC? I hope they do.
Maybe. We'll probably see the announcement of a Mac Pro refresh, a minor refresh, new processors maybe. But Mac Pro is relatively new. It only just shipped at the end of last year.
Yeah.
MacBook Pro, we could see a new announcement on the Retina MacBook Pro because the Retina MacBook Pro is pretty old. It's due for at least a refresh, if not a new design. And then, the other ones that are all due are iMacs, Mac Minis, and the old style MacBook Pro. However, the old MacBook Pro, probably the non-Retina MacBook, probably won't get updated because it's old, right? Retina is what they might maybe processor bump stuff.
So is Retina
like
the new? So else. Is Retina the new feature now for big end laptops? Like you cannot get a big end MacBook Pro without.
You can
Retina?
still buy the MacBook Pro, the old MacBook Pro, the non-Retina MacBook Pro with a optical drive and stuff like that.
Right.
But its days are probably numbered. Especially if they ship because they already have the 15-inch Retinas, and they ditched the 17-inch laptops a while ago now. the only reason and the only reason to keep the old style MacBook Pros around is the 13-inch was a pretty good price point, but I think they can hit that price point and performance with the MacBook Airs. So I see a very limited market for the old style MacBook Pro. The only reason some people really like it, I guess, is because it has an optical drive. I don't have an optical drive in any of my computers anymore. Seriously. I have a USB one floating around here that I've used 3 times in a year.
Yep, yeah, me too.
So
I'm with you on that.
I mean, it's at this point everything is so digital, and if you need to transfer stuff, you grab a USB thumbstick. It's so much faster than trying to burn a disk. So I don't know. I think while we could see an iMac and a Mac Mini update, WWDC is really oriented towards developers and professionals. iMacs and Mac Minis are more oriented towards consumers and end users. So I don't think we'll see those updates here. It doesn't mean we won't see an announcement on those in the weeks after, but I don't know that we'll see an announcement for those at WWDC. It just doesn't really make sense for it to be right. And the same thing arguably goes with the Apple TV. It seems unlikely they'd announce it there. I'm really hoping they'll do an Apple TV that's more open, especially now that the Amazon Fire TV is out. If they do an Apple TV that is open and allows you to install apps like the Fire TV, that's killer right there. That's amazing. I would move back to it in a heartbeat if there was a reasonable Plex app for it.
CNET had a very interesting article which said, there's no amazing devices that are due to be revealed at WWDC, that skeptics worry the innovators behind the iPhone and iPad have lost their mojo. There's nothing new and cool and edgy and something that's inherently Apple this year, and maybe Apple's now starting to feel the heat, especially Tim Cook, to make some big booms this year. Now, Joe, you're an investor for Apple, and obviously you want to see your stock go up. As a tech guy and journalist myself, I want to see really cool and nice hardware come out from Apple. I think every year they seem to wow us in some way or another with some neat feature or design or something like that. Just remember, it was just a phone ago. You have this thumbprint reader that a lot of people thought, oh, that's not going to work well. It's going to be slow and sluggish, and the way Apple implemented it was just beautiful and awesome.
Yeah, it works really, really well.
Do you think, Joe, that this is the year that Apple needs to kind of re-wow us again?
Well, I know a lot of people are hoping that iWatch will be announced this year, or some sort of wearable watch. And I think that's a strong possibility that it'll be announced this year. I don't think it'll be announced tomorrow at WWDC. But the reason why, or one of the things I think the reason why it will be announced soon is the rumors and graphics that have come out about iOS 8 include a bunch of health-related stuff. And while that is great for somebody who has a Fitbit, it makes a lot of sense for Apple to push their own product to support that too. And so if you have a Fitbit and a Nike Plus, and then you eventually get your Apple Watch, you'll end up with a really nice thing. And that's speaking as somebody who's a crazy smartwatch supporter. I have 4 at this point. So I really would like to see an iWatch come out, but I don't think we're going to see it announced this week. I do think that we could see other new iDevices announced. We could see a new iPad announced with the fingerprint reader to log in, the home button. And we could see, unlikely, but we could see the iPhone 6 announced at this event. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But of course, the iPhone 6 is the one that's rumored to have a larger screen.
Yeah,
a 4.7 and a 5.5 being the 2 sizes that are most common.
So we got WWDC, where developers come together. They learn about what Apple is doing, the new tools, the new features of new upcoming platforms. A lot of people think, all right, WWDC, that makes sense to go to and have an event like this for Apple, for a place for everybody to come together. But here's a question for us gamers. Does E3 still matter to have that kind of event for people to go to? There's this great opinionated article on Kotaku. We'll have a link in the show notes, and it's written by Nathan Grayson. Quite simply written, does E3 still matter? And reading from the first paragraph here, companies like Microsoft, EA, and Bethesda have made big announcements before the big show. Nintendo's not even doing an official press conference at all. Is there a point? Or is it becoming walking, talking, slowly dying dinosaur. Now, I remember you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember a few years ago, E3 tried to tone down the way the conference was. It was getting out of control with booth babes and everybody trying to wow up everybody else. And then what they tried to do is take all that away. They made it just conferences only where people could just do meetings, and it was just a disaster. It just was bad. And so they kind of went back to the way it was. Full disclosure here, we will not be at E3. We did go to E3 a couple of years ago. However, they think that since we do not get high web traffic from companies like Alexa who provide that data, like, so for example, most of our people who watch and download our stuff are either streaming, they're either watching it on YouTube or downloading it to their devices and watching it there.
Roku.
Or on Roku is a great example. They don't come to our website. Granted, we have a beautiful website where people can come to, but a lot of people don't go there, and that's fine. But since people don't go there, guess what happens? We don't get the traffic, and then they say, oh, you're not important. You can't come. E3 is for industry professionals, and you're not professionals. You don't like games.
If you're not syndicated, you're not professional.
You don't like games. You don't like them. Does E3 still matter, Joe?
The only thing that makes E3 slightly worthwhile is the fact that it's one place where all of these entertainment companies can come together and make their announcements at the same time. However, we're seeing that decrease. I remember last year or the year before, whenever, Microsoft and Sony both had pre-E3 conferences where they talked about their new hardware coming out.
It was about a month ahead of time, if I remember right.
Right.
Yeah.
And they sort of fought each other to find out who was going to talk latest, as I recall. And so I think E3 is still somewhat important as a chance for those companies to really talk to and expose their stuff. But yeah, by and large, I think E3 is really not that needed anymore. That most of these companies are capable of doing their own thing, and obviously E3 doesn't cater to indie or small developers, which is really who needs a big event, a big venue, or a big event like this, and they can get that other ways. PAX is a good way. Now that we have at least 3 PAX conferences a year, both East, West, and Australia, that's a reasonable choice. And there are other events going on,
and there are smaller
all
things
the time.
As well. Yep.
Maker fairs all over the U.S., all over the world. There's other things available for people who need access to that sort of thing.
Yep.
And really, PAX now E3 just caters to giant companies with huge pocketbooks, and nobody else.
Well, it's catering to the large companies. It's not obviously catering to the small independent developers, like you mentioned, but also on the media side of things for coverage. I mean, the company that is running E3, I think it's what the ESA, if I remember correctly. It seems that they are very, very traditionalist, and they seem to believe that, well, it's all about web traffic, it's all about web numbers only, and it's just not. It's just not. It's about social media interaction. It's a matter of engagement. You could have, say, 100,000 people come to your website, but if they're really not engaging with your content, as in, reading it, being a part of the community, you get much more receptiveness. We do, at least, through our small community than I've seen in a lot of larger communities. I mean, this article alone, this is on Kotaku. This is a big website that probably gets loads of thousands of views. This was placed on Friday afternoon, and it's only gotten three comments that I've seen at the bottom here. Hold on, let me just scroll down. I think last time I checked 1, 2.
There's just 3 down. 255.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It only loads 3. All right, I look like a dumbass.
The first 3 are what I look like a dumbass. The most significant.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know. I just think that when you have companies and organizations like PAX, for example, and other smaller media outfits, they get the fact that, hey, for example, us at GeekGamerTV, we like talking to the independents. We like talking to the small developers because they are more, they want exposure. They want to engage the communities, the small communities that are out there, and to get their brand known. And that's how things kind of just start blowing up through word of mouth and through organic discussion. it just seems like E3 is very, very traditionalist. Now, John, you did one E3. You were there with us. That was a huge expo event for you, I know. I mean, you're like a kid in a candy store. Do you feel, I mean, obviously getting involved this late in the game, do you think E3 still matters to someone like you?
No.
No?
No.
Why?
It's, I think we have probably, it's, well, for one, it's supposed to be closed doors, it's media only.
Well, not just media only. It's for industry professionals. So
only. So
the GameStop employee will be able to make it there, but we can't.
No.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and then, so, I don't know. It just seems like it is a lot more fun going to PAX than it is going to E3.
Well, a great comparison about PAX and E3 and all that is when we go to PAX, we've gone as media past couple of years. Before that, we just went as attendees. It doesn't matter. Honestly, part of me is like, it doesn't matter what kind of badge you have in front of you, because the people that are there at E3, not E3, but at PAX, the Penny Arcade Expo, that show is for the public. That is for the public to interact with those developers and for them to get to know who their audience is. And they're much more receptive and much more fun, and they get it. It's just, I mean, I know E3, there's a purpose for it. Deals happen at E3 like at any trade conference. But man, I just wish they would change some of their modes of thinking. And I'm not, again, I want to be very, very clear. I'm not trying to do this story because I'm sore. Yeah, I am a little sore that we're not going to be able to go. But that's not why I'm doing this. It's one of those things where this article was written not by us, but by a major gaming website. And I think that says a lot. So, there we go. Boy, what should we move on to? I mean, actually, let's talk about one other thing, and then we'll move out of the gaming arena for the final time. And this is a great example. So E3 is usually the place for major announcements, right? Major gaming announcements. But you know what happened this past week, Joe and John and guys at home and gals at home? There was a leak. There was a leak of a new game.
Whoa. You better make sure you put up big old giant air quotes when you say a leak.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Everybody, air quotes. Yeah. Leak.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here is a quote-unquote leak. And by the way, we only put it in quotation marks. Quotation marks, because there's no confirmation yet. But here's the deal, you guys.
Are you sure this isn't a GTA game?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. This is a cops and robbers kind of a game that was leaked last week. It showed an in-depth trailer showing gameplay, plot, and multiplayer details for the new game Battlefield Hardline.
I don't see any plot in this.
What are you talking about, John? What do you mean?
There's a different meaning for plot. Never mind.
What do you think it means?
Never mind.
All right, so here is some gameplay of Battlefield Hardline. I love the fact on the bottom there, confidential property of EA, do not distribute. And if this was quote unquote leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a game where obviously. Oh, so that's Battlefield 4 there. So they're talking a little bit probably about Battlefield 4 here in this trailer. Let me skip ahead here.
Oh, so the other ones it's what the guys do after they've been to war when they go back home.
So they're at war.
They're out drug smuggling.
Oh, so what? So you're cops. Oh, I see. And it's versus robbers.
Yeah. Now you're.
So it's Payday the Heist, right?
That's what I was gonna say. But at least in Payday the Heist, can you play as a cop?
No.
Okay. So look,
it's four people against 8,000 cops.
All right, so there's heist mode where you're stealing from banks, and then you're cops, right? And then you want to try to stop the criminals. There's rescue mode.
Okay,
I don't know about this.
Well, I don't. That almost sounds
like hotwire mode. So what? You're stealing a car?
Yeah.
And look at this, cops with a freaking turret on top there. Look at this. I don't know. I just
so getting the hostages.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they do that in Counter-Strike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, look, you got Counter-Strike, you got Battlefield, you also got GTA because you're out in the desert here. There's a plane, more GTA.
We got all the
visceral
games.
single player mode. Look at this. So what? Let me guess. You and your you got a partner, a cop there. You got to go. So wait, yeah. Strange Luck is saying in the chat room, this looks like a Payday clone, which I'm inclined to agree a little bit, Joe.
Yeah, I think some of it, a big part of it looks like a Payday clone. It also looks like a GTA clone. There's a little bit of what was the one of the racing games, I can't remember what it's called, where you're always trying to evade the police.
Oh, Need for Speed.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Yeah, a little bit in Hot Pursuit in there. Some Counter-Strike was in there. Yeah, I mean it's well, how many Battlefield games are we up to at this point? I mean, seriously.
Well, you got at least 4, not including expansions and sub-expansions.
But does that 4 doesn't include Vietnam?
That's what I meant.
Doesn't include 2142.
Right.
Which weren't expansions; those were full-up games.
That's true. That's true.
And then there were the expansions for the original Battlefields. Anyway, I don't know. But
can I make a prediction here, you guys? Can I make a prediction? Here's a prediction.
It's going to be huge. It's going to get massive. You know what? On all of the big review sites, it's going to get huge, super high reviews, and they're totally not going to be paid for at all. Promise.
But here's the thing. Oh, look at that. See, look, new hitbox detection there. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Then you got, quad screen, split screen mode if you're playing on a console. Ooh, neat. But here's the thing, you guys. This is just a stopgap measure. This game is a stopgap measure because the real game, the real Battlefield is going to be Battlefield 5. By the way, they haven't named it 5. This is just my prediction. Battlefield 5, and we're going back to World War II. They're going to use the Frostbite engine to take us back to World War II, and people are going to be like, oh my God, this is Battlefield 1942 all over again, which is, in my opinion, one of the greatest games ever for Battlefield. They're going to bring it back. We're going to get Battlefield 1942 with a Frostbite engine, Battlefield 5. What do you think?
No.
No? No, come on.
So.
We're going back. You know we're going back. It's a matter of time.
No.
From Battlefield 2 on, it's all been current gen. Obviously, Call of Duty is going to be
2142 is future. Titanfall was future.
Yep, we're going back.
They're not going to go back. They're not going to go back to 1942, or they're not going to go back.
Yeah,
to,
they will.
World War II
They will. They will. They so will. I
would rather actually. You know what? So the problem with going back to World War II is no helicopters, right?
Well, there's helicopters.
And helicopters are pretty in World War II. I don't think so. They could go back to Vietnam,
come out until
or they
Vietnam.
could go back to Korea and still have some helicopters, and I think that would be awesome. But Korea would be a good one because that's the one nobody's ever really done anything with, right? MASH covered Korea, and that's pretty much it. Nobody else.
Actually, it was Korea when the helicopters came.
But I think part of the problem. I think we're not supposed to talk about Korea. We're not supposed to have a game about Korea because that's a bad thing for us, right? For Americans, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Technically, we're still at war in Korea. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, we are not at war. You mean the Koreans are at war?
No. The U.S. still has a standing war with North Korea. It's just in a very, very long ceasefire.
Well, what do you call it? An armistice, right, or whatever that, or what is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone quick Wikipedia it quickly. So, will you get this game?
No, probably not.
No.
Well, I won't buy the game. How's that?
I mean, it seems interesting to me. It does a little bit. I mean, you got cops and robbers, and then you got the Frostbite engine, and then you got Battlefield game-esque gameplay. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the one thing that bothers me about this kind of a game is Battlefield 4 right now is still inherently broken. They launched that community test environment, CTE, to fix some of the issues, and so far they're getting ready to roll out a patch from that CTE environment. However, here it is very late in the cycle, and the game still has issues. And now they're getting ready to push out this game.
I don't know why that's shocking. They had a beta, remember, that was supposed to fix all the issues. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't really a beta.
Yeah.
No, this is so the only thing that might save this game is because it's not being developed by DICE. It is being developed by somebody else. I know everybody's like, but DICE is amazing. They're fantastic. They have made huge mistakes with the last couple of Battlefield games. So We'll see. Hopefully,
Yeah.
because it's not being made by DICE, it will be a little bit more, I'm gonna say, polished, less buggy,
Yeah.
non-crash-o-matic-y. I'm not sure how else to refer to the game. So we'll see. But like I said, I don't think I'll be buying it.
All right. Chat room, I'd love to know what you guys think. What do you think of this?
They want a Battlefield 1862.
1860.
And then it sort of evolved from there. Now it's a Battlefield 1066.
I will say this, to bring this full circle, this is the reason why E3 doesn't need to do it.
You know what? They could do a Battlefield Crusades. There you go.
I think this is a reason why you don't really need E3, right? You just have a leak, or a quote-unquote leak. You push it out there. People think, oh, wow, this is pretty innovative. This is pretty awesome. And guess what? You don't have to worry about it announcing it at E3 because the buzz has already happened. It's already out there. And now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Yay for us.
Yay.
So, Joe, I'm going to give you a choice between one of the two remaining stories.
Okay.
You got Dragon V2.
Yes.
Or Google driverless cars.
I'd rather talk about the Dragon because I think it's awesome.
Ooh, see, I was going towards driverless cars.
Driverless cars are cool, but
John, you're awake over there?
Yeah, actually, I was.
Yeah, I caught you reading.
No, I was talking to the chat room
Right,
on my tablet. See, chat room tablet.
Chat room tablet.
Okay.
John, you pick Dragon V2 or Google driverless cars. What do you want to talk about?
Google cars.
All right, there it goes, you guys. Wow. Well, there you go. Sorry about that, Joe. Google has.
That said I had pick, and then you went and overruled it. Wow, man, way to go! Wow, that's super cool.
No, I said, what do you think we should do? And then I asked.
No, you said I'm going to let you pick the next one from the two we had.
All right,
left.
then fine.
Oh no, do the Dragon.
Look at John.
I was texting there. I just realized what the Dragon was.
That's
that it was
what happens,
SpaceX.
John. That's what happens when
the
you don't pay
SpaceX Dragon.
attention.
I was thinking it was some dragon mouse or who knows what, but oh yeah,
they're telling me
cool.
in the chat that I should rage disconnect the call.
Dragon
so
V2.
John changes his vote over to Dragon now.
All right, fine. Dragon V2, go.
So the Dragon V1, which has been around for a little while, has done several successful missions to the ISS doing supplies runs. It's never been certified to carry people though. So this is the Dragon V2, which is just announced last week by SpaceX. This is the first Dragon that they expect to be certified to carry people to the ISS and back as early as 2016.
Wow.
Which is really important because Russia is basically giving the U.S. giant middle finger and saying, no, we're not taking you to the ISS anymore. It's really cool. They did a really amazing video with it. It carries up to 7 astronauts at a time. It's designed for full reusability, up to 10 uses without any major repairs or any major changes. Each capsule is. And it is totally reusable. It's going to ride on top of the Falcon 9, which we talked. I don't know if we talked about it, but they've been getting it so that it will land itself back at its launch pad or nearby.
Wow.
And it will actually land standing up, which is something SpaceX has been working on for a while. And this is going to have the same sort of system. So it can land back on its launch pad or back in a specific spot on 3 landing feet right where exactly where they want to, on solid ground. So no more splashdowns, nothing like that. It can still do them if it has to, if there's an emergency or something like that. But it actually has rockets on the sides that will give it a soft landing back at its base. You can see there's a picture of the cockpit. You can see that upper section. That's actually the control screens. So it's got 4 panels and then physical buttons in the middle for emergency and other important use tasks. And then basically a steering kind of puck in the middle of that.
Is this really like more fully automated than any other scene we've ever seen before?
It is. It is really pretty automated. I think the intent is that the launch will be almost hands off. You know, that unless something bad happens,
right,
the people who are in it, the astronauts who are in it, are just going to be more or less along for the ride. Monkey pushes a button and the thing gets off to the ISS, sort of thing. Which is really cool.
Do that. Get away with that with being a multi-use without having to do a bunch of repairs because they're controlling the manufacturing and not going to the lowest bidder.
Well, that's part of it. SpaceX has done a really, really good job designing like the heat shield. They said every version of the heat shield they've been using has done less ablation during re-entry, which means more and more the heat shield stays intact. So they've reached a point where they think that it will go through at least 10 re-entries without fully ablating off. The rockets, they have new engines that they're using on it. Really, I think it's a really cool design. You can see, I mean, look at the picture of the cockpit, and look at how awesome that is. Everybody's used to seeing the space shuttle, and the space shuttle was really cool, an amazing machine, no question about it. But that looks like the future to me. I mean, it really does. And so I just think it's amazing, and I love it. They believe that cost will come down vastly. The per person launch cost will drop dramatically when this goes into full use, and largely because it is completely reusable without any major service requirements.
It just worries me, Joe, that it feels like there's no manual override. Like, God forbid, there's some sort of major issue or malfunction.
Well, that's an interesting point to make,
right?
And I'm sure it's one that's been made before, but there isn't a modern fighter jet that doesn't have fly-by-wire. There isn't a newly manufactured passenger jet that doesn't have fly-by-wire. And most passenger jet flights to this day are flown not by hand. They're flown automatic. From literally leaving the gate to arriving in the new gate, the pilots all have to do almost nothing. And in fact, if you remember what happened in San Francisco earlier this year, that's what happens when pilots sometimes have to actually do work. So I'm not that concerned about it. Clearly, SpaceX isn't. And remember, this is done. SpaceX is run by Elon Musk, who is sort of the real life Stark.
Tesla.
Yeah, he started Tesla. He's pushed for the idea of the Hyperloop, that rapid transit system. So I think they're doing a really good job. And the cool thing about this is, especially with their Falcon 9, every time they launch a Falcon 9, they have a percentage of it that they say is not for use. It's not available, a payload percentage that is not available for the end user. And that's where they put their experimental stuff into. So they make sure that the craft gets into space, but then they have this section of the spacecraft left over for them to try things. And that's really what's pushed the whole land back at its launch pad and stuff like that, and this reusability attitude about all this stuff. So I think it's really cool.
I think it looks phenomenal. I think it looks
beautiful. Amazing. They think they're gonna, like I said, they think they're gonna be able to do some flights in 2016, and that's fantastic, and it's great. And especially with how Russia has been acting towards the U.S. recently over space, they recently shut off the supply of engines for the heavy lifters. So the engines that NASA uses for their heavy lift craft, the Atlas series, actually come from Russia. And Russia recently said, no, we're not going to be exporting those to you anymore. So suck it. And NASA understandably was a little perturbed by that. So really, I hope this whole deal is a big kick in the pants, and it gets the SpaceX Dragon going. But the Dragon's not the only craft out there. NASA's actually pushing there's three different potential craft that could do ISS return missions. Another one is from Boeing, the CST-100, which Boeing is developing semi-independently. They're all taking some NASA money, but not all that much. And the last one is the Dream Chaser, which looks like a little mini baby space shuttle. Kind of cool. But the SpaceX Dragon was what was announced. The Dragon 2 was announced this week, and I think it looks really cool. And like I said, looking at the interior of that thing, it looks like the future. I think that was what we were all promised.
Dream Chaser looks really cool.
It does look really cool. And it's, like I said, it looks like a little baby space shuttle that launches on the tip of a rocket, just like the others, but it comes back as a space plane instead of as a capsule. So more like it is just like a little small shuttle. So, and then, the Orion is NASA's internal thing that they've been working on for a while. It was part of another project that goes canceled. But the Orion is still around as a potential launch vehicle. And all of these carry, I think the only exception is a Dream Chaser. I think, it does carry 7.
Yep.
Is the Orion the only one that carries 6? The Orion is designed to carry 6. The others are all designed to carry 7 astronauts.
Yeah.
So, which is cool because right now Soyuz carries 3.
I love space, and I think it's so cool
with the little space plane thingy. You still kind of need a pilot then, or are they going to do a fully automated thing for that one as well?
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fully automated. I mean, it'll be
even you, John, will be able to fly it.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's this button do?
Don't push that button. Don't do it.
Oh, that was the jettison the pilot button.
Hey guys, man, I cannot wait to head to space someday. Maybe my lifetime, or John. Well, maybe not John's lifetime, but maybe in my lifetime.
What?
I'm just kidding.
You're so mean.
I'm a mean guy.
You're inferring that I'm old.
Well, I remember being told in elementary school we had an astronaut come to our school and do a big talk to us and said, when your kids are old, when your kids are your age, or when your kids are my age, the astronaut was saying, they'll be wanting to go to Disneyland in space instead of Disneyland in Florida, and or Disney World in Florida. And I was like, okay, I'm sold. I'll go. I'll be happy to go. I'll be the creepy old grandpa looking guy at Disneyland in space. Does not bother me in the least.
Nope.
I'd totally be down
me
for
neither.
that. Yeah.
Hey guys, I want to let you guys know that if you were watching this show and you're like, hey, that was a pretty good show. Where's a good place I can get more? You can head over to our website at GeekGamer.tv there if you want to check out all the previous episodes of Minecraft Me and Geek Gamer Weekly, which is this show. Head over to our website, go down where it says shows, and then go down to where it says Geek Gamer Weekly. Can't make it any easier than that. When you get to this page here, you can subscribe to us on iTunes, RSS for HD video. We have a YouTube channel. We also have links to our Roku previous episodes and more. It's all available right here at Geek Gamer Weekly's website on geekgamer.tv. Really simple and easy. This guy right here is one of the great hosts of the worldwide famous podcast, Minecraft Me.
World famous.
It is world famous. I could say that.
Yeah.
It's legal. Yeah. I can say that. You can follow him on Twitter at Falbey, Falbey. And if you're in the Portland metro area this weekend, you can see him in person only if you buy a ticket to Vectorland.
And there's still some available.
Yeah,
so come on down.
You should come.
It's good times. It's 21 and over, so if you're under 21, don't bother. But it's going to be a drinking land, and there'll be a bar right in the room. And of course, I'm sure there will be many drinking after party type things in hotel rooms right across the way.
What?
But yeah, you should come on down. All three of us will be there, and it will be a sweet time. I'm really looking forward to it. I love Vectorland's just so fantastic because there's basically. It's just a straight LAN. It's like a garage, like the old LAN parties you used to have in your friend's garage. Only there's 300 people.
There's a lot more people, a lot more room,
yeah.
A lot more power, and a lot more internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We have 1 gig internet provided by Comcast, which is amazing, and it's just a super fun time. So.
Set up John Kessler, always ducky. You can find him on. Oh wait, no,
you can't.
No,
sorry.
I know, I lost.
No.
Yeah, just ducky. But yes, John Kessler will be there at the LAN this weekend, and guess who else will be with him? This guy right here.
Oh, you.
I'll be there.
I thought you meant DX out of the DX9S out of the.
He could come up.
Yeah, he can come down, up wherever he's at.
He's going, isn't he?
Is he? I don't know. But we'll be there. John and I will be there with Joe. We'll be hanging out, having a great time. Now, here's the thing, you guys. Next week, we hope to do this show live. I'm not bringing my entire production of equipment, so we'll see how it could possibly happen. If it doesn't happen, we're going to have to take another week off, and we'll be back the following week. Now, before I get out of here, I wanted to, and I had it queued up, and I accidentally closed the window. So let me get that here. Mail. So a listener of this show was very, very kind to send in a voicemail to the show about Geek Gamer Weekly. I said a while back that, I took a break from doing the show because it really felt like no one cared about this show. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. It's just one of those things where, you just feel like you could talk and you could talk and you could talk and you feel like no one's listening.
What?
Exactly. See, John just did that for me right now. Thanks, John. But totally we have a great voicemail message that I want to play for you guys. This came in from a doctor. He is a doctor. Let me play that for you. Here you guys go.
This is Dr. Walter Haber in Tucson. I just watched the, what was it? The May the 4th be with you return of the show. And I was so sorry to hear you say that you thought nobody liked the show or was watching it, and that's why you stopped. I wanted to let you know I really missed the show. I have never contacted you and let you know that, so I thought I would now. I watch it on the Roku app, and I really enjoy the gaming show. I like the Minecraft show too. I've never played Minecraft, but one of these days I guess I will. But I really enjoy the general gaming show very much, and I missed it while it was gone, and I'm glad it's back. So I just wanted to let you know that there are probably some other people too that really like the show, and I certainly do. So I just wanted to let you know that. So please don't be discouraged about it, and keep it coming, because it's really entertaining and I like it very much. Okay? Okay, just wanted to let you know that. Take care. Bye-bye, Chase.
Well, thanks, Doctor. Much appreciated, Doctor. Little Fletch there. Dr. Rosen. Anyway, hey, thank you so much. Really do appreciate the kind words and feedback. It's just sometimes it's you hear it from friends, you hear it from family, but it's nice to hear feedback from people out there who truly believe in what you're doing, and it's much appreciated. If you guys, by the way, have any questions or comments that you guys want to send into the show, please do so. Our email address is weekly@geekgamer.tv. We do take video questions, normal questions. If you have an interesting story that you want to get our thoughts and opinions on, you can do that, weekly@geekgamer.tv, or you can head over to our website, geekgamer.tv/contact. You guys, I think I'm gonna call it. I think that's it. Special shout out to Dan Lewis there below. He's the man when it comes to news in Seattle, and hopefully he's enjoying his retirement. He threw out the first pitch at the Mariners game over the weekend, which lucky him. That is.
Did you do a better job than what's his name did at the
Aqua Sox? Hey, I threw a strike.
No. The guy.
No.
Who was the rapper who?
Yeah, it was 50 Cent.
Threw it
it was 50 Cent.
over there. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, 50 Cent.
Yeah, it was just awful.
Did a better job than that.
The blind kid. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Geek Gamer Weekly. We hopefully will see you back next week. If not, it will be 2 weeks from today. For Mr. Joseph, because next week we're So for Mr. Joseph Falvey, John Kessler, my name is Chase Nunes. Until we all talk again, we're all silent.
Mm-hmm.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Elon Musk.
Nice.
Musk for men.